Hello guys, welcome back to Path Nostalgia. In this video we're looking at Mr. Benn. Oh yes, instant classic, 70s classic Mr. Benn. If you haven't seen Mr. Benn in your lifetime, maybe give it a check out actually, because it's one of those interesting oddities. A single series from I think from the early 70s, I think 71, roughly, 70, early 70s stuff really. Credited by David McKee, and yes, it's a pretty interesting show. It is narrated by Ray Brooks, and it follows the adventures of a man who lives on Festive Road called Mr. Benn. And what he would do is he would go to this costume shop in town. He's greeted by this magical shopkeeper who appears out of nowhere, who's basically just like an old man with a fez on, and showcases him a costume that's on the hanger and says, "You want to try this on?" And he goes into a wardrobe, puts it on, and he goes for a doorway, and that leads into a different time period or certain event really. And he becomes whatever he thinks. He becomes a spaceman, a pirate, a balloonist, a knight, a caveman, a chef, a gladiator. Interesting stuff. So I remember watching Mr. Benn back in the... this is like the same thing with Danger Mouse, actually. Like back in the early days, there was a lot of TV programming late at night, actually. If you think about it, so like 7ish, 8ish, I think 8 o'clock, actually. You sort of went to the Twilight Zone. And this come on. And I really enjoyed it, it did. Down to its interesting theme music to the opening titles with a sort of roulette wheel of which, of the various costumes that Mr. Benn wore throughout the series. It's just very nice, very charming as well. Like you look at Mr. Benn, very charming character, bald hat to suit him, feels like an everyday man. Looks like someone, maybe not like someone stepped on Monty Python. If you're familiar with the sketches with the lads, like the bald hats and they sort of wear suspenders and they bounce up and down. Not like that. Mr. Benn doesn't do that at all. Funny if he did. That'd be interesting, But it's really it's a very loving series, very down to earth to its, it's another one of those down to earth shows really, and just follows the misadventures of a man who goes through time through a corridor, through basically like this again through a changing room, and just goes through a door and just goes back in time really. Interestingly, familiar episodes for me. I remember the first one, Red Knight, which is actually pretty good. I really enjoy that one. I always distinctly remember the look of it really. I do like that actually. Caveman is another one I really enjoy. I actually like Caveman, really good one, because he ends up like he thinks he's quite baffled actually where he is actually. People are just like living in caves really, like hunting animals for food really. So it's pretty interesting on that front. I'd probably say Diver is a good one, really interesting one. Chef I think is lovely. That's what I can really say. Those are the ones I can just remember really that I've seen. Them four I remember seeing them back in the day, really. I was quite surprised actually they did a one-off special Gladiator in 2005 actually, strangely. Obviously they think it's like homaging Ridley Scott's Gladiator. I think it's just like, well, it was quite maybe 5 years out of time really for that one, but they managed to do a one-off special, but they've only done that one, even though Mr. Benn actually appeared on a couple of adverts, like one to insurance really, and interesting. And the other one is the insurance one, because he goes like he's like a safari dude really, like he's going on safari, ends up being punched, walloped by a gorilla really, gets his camera destroyed, and pretty funny thing really, something unexpected, but yeah, interesting. It's a lovely show, great narration as well. Ray Brooks as well, who did some of the early Rupert Bear stuff, I think for the 80s really, they did actually later on. I don't know what else Ray Brooks has done, but he actually has done interesting amount really. But again, it's a really good show, loving show. People fully remember it, of course, and yeah. Also, you can still watch it available, all 14. So, you know, if you haven't seen it, maybe give it a watch. Actually, see what you think. It might be a bit pedestrian, but for me, you know, growing up at the time when like repeats of all shows started coming up, really, it's like you've entered another world, really. You know, it's something like at night time, really. You have like an interesting best treat, of course, with some interesting stuff. Not so good stuff as well, but some interesting stuff as well. So this all go, it's all lovely goes hand in hand with the previous one, which is Danger Mouse. So yeah, pretty good. So that's Mr. Ben. What are your thoughts anyway? Thank you guys for watching. As always, see you for the next video and see you later.